When I first joined, I said 1977, there was a lot of discipline in prisons. Prisons were very disciplined places, not only for the prisoners, but certainly for the staff as well. I remember being in the system when you would wear a full tunic and wear your cap when you were on the landings indoors. And over the years that changed, and that sort of discipline softened up to a degree where you didn't have to wear caps and tunics, and it became a little bit more familiar, even with management. When I first joined, it would be absolutely unheard of to speak to a governor or a chief officer or a principal officer and address them by their first names. And indeed sometimes other staff of your same rank. It would always be on the landing in front of prisoners, Mr. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so. And then that sort of softened up and we moved down to first name terms, and then the service has changed. It's a really difficult one, that, to the service. Do I think it's gone too far, that we've softened it up? I think there's always a good balance between good discipline, and then the option of rehabilitation. Without discipline, I think you'll struggle with rehabilitation, because when I first joined the service for many, many years, prisoners come out and they went to work, they went to education, they went about the things that they were required to do. And there was a lot less problems with violence amongst prisoners, violence amongst on staff. And over the years, that seems to have increased dramatically. There's a lot more violence amongst prisoners today, and there's a lot more violence against staff. Now, there's all kinds of contributing factors. The fact that they're out of their cells a lot more often for a lot longer during the day may contribute towards that. Drugs are a huge problem in prisons today, where they weren't so much of a problem when I first joined the service. So therefore you've got bigger issues with drug dealing, with gangs, with violence, with debt. You've also got much more issues of mental health issues within prisons today, more than I've ever been aware of before. Added on top of those things, when you've got the drug issue, the gangs, the debt, the mental health issues, then you've got the issue then with a lot of more self-harm. So there are prisoners coming in with self-harm issues and suicidal thought issues, and you've got those that may develop that while they're in prison because of all those things that I've mentioned. So you can see that we're now in a much different place now than we were before. I must be honest, I have a huge amount of empathy for staff that work in prisons today. I honestly believe that being a prison officer today is a far more difficult job than it was when I actually joined the service.